Ego death as the path of awakening. Your ego is your consciousness in a self-identified state of emotionally identifying itself with the emotionally animated form of your character that appears in the holographic world you perceive due to its perception of emotional feelings of self-limitation to that personal form. The best way to understand the nature of that holographic world is along the lines of a computer-generated virtual reality. The observer is the consciousness present at the central point of view of that holographic world. That world is being displayed on a holographic screen, and everything the observer can perceive in that holographic world is an object of perception. The observer's objects of perception are forms of information encoded on its holographic screen. Those forms of information are projected like images from its holographic screen to its central point of view and are animated in the flow of energy. The central form of information that appears in that holographic world is the observer's character, which is like the central character of a holographic virtual reality movie that the observer is perceiving. A state of personal self-identification arises when the observer emotionally identifies itself with its character due to its perception of emotional feelings of self-limitation to that personal form. This state of personal self-identification is the nature of the ego, which can only arise due to the emotional animation of the observer's character in the holographic world it is perceiving. The ego dies away when that emotional self-identification comes to an end, which can only happen when self-limiting emotions are no longer expressed. That non-identified state of consciousness is the end result of surrendering to divine will and severing emotional attachments. You cut the knot of personal self-identification when you surrender and sever emotional attachments. Spiritual awakening is about entering into the emptiness of your own being. You enter into that emptiness when you turn away from the world you perceive and look into that emptiness. Your ego is really just another aspect of the holographic world you perceive from the central point of view of that world, because the emotionally animated form of your character can only appear in that holographic world. You can only turn your attention away from that world, look within, and look into the emptiness of your own being if you stop paying attention to your ego, which is only possible when your ego dies away. Your ego only dies away when you see it as an illusion of what you really are, lose interest in paying attention to that illusion, withdraw your attention away from it, and stop emotionally animating it. Only when your ego dies away can you look into the emptiness of your own being and discover the truth of what you really are. Please visit the Science and Non-Duality WordPress.com website.